Hello, hello. Thank you for joining on air. Excuse me. Thank you for calling. Oh, dang. I messed up already. Thank you for joining the Daily Check In with Tiffany and Russell Hotels. Hope you guys are doing well. You guys know how we do it, okay? You guys know what this is. This is Daily Check In. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, or I do it. Tiffany joins us on Monday. And of course, Tiffany's there. She got her new do going on. You know,
Happy
she's smiling,
Monday. I know, huh?
smiling and carrying on.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Thank you for noticing. Appreciate you.
So we're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And I think Tiffany is, we double duty today. So she's live on
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn and YouTube as well, right?
Yep. Sure am.
Okay. See, so that's the beauty of doing this, right? So I can go to my people and she can go to her people at the same time. So that's the beauty of doing kind of a joint, a podcast or whatever show, live hospitality talk show, whatever the heck you want to call it, because you get, the benefit of both, both followers, her followers as well as my followers. So there you go.
Audience. So there's no excuse, right? So
There's
it's
no
like,
excuse, right? There's no excuse.
I didn't know you were on. Okay, Russell. Oh, I didn't know you're on Tiffany. So, because I know we have a few, shared mutual followers. So,
yes.
It's like, I didn't know. So there you go.
Good thing. This is a
Broadcast
good thing.
both.
Yes, you can't beat that, right? So anyway, what's going on with you? How was your week and then weekend?
I felt like it was good.
You felt like it was good?
I felt like it was good. Yeah. Well, you know how some weekends are like blink and you missed it. I feel like this was I felt like it was a weekend. Like I could relax.
Did you do anything? Were you
not so much? I did go to the pool. Have we talked about this?
Well, a pool is good because it's a controlled environment. So for you, it's a good thing.
What? Okay, we can stop with the whole water. Everybody knows me and water don't mix, but I do love a good pool day.
Where's
a good? And so in Chicago, I know this is probably foreign to you, but in Chicago, pools are hard to come by. So I actually have a friend who buys a season pass so we could go to a pool.
What? A season pass, like at a public pool or like at
it's in a residential community. So they rent out their pool to people who are not guests of the resident. So it's not far from us.
Oh,
and it works.
That's a thing there in Chicago?
It is a thing. Well, and then they have, you can go, I think with Resort Pass, you can go and use hotel pools. So that's another stream of income for them. But like I said, Russell, it's hard to get pools here. Chicago's not a big, it's
okay. Well,
and that's why when we go to conferences, I'm like, I'll be at the pool before the conference starts. Let me clear that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think we got that. I think I understand that.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was relaxing. Yeah. Nice. What I will say, I want to bring this up because we had a serious air quality issue this week in Chicago.
Because it was hot?
No, because of the fires in Canada.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
I didn't.
So it was a huge deal because it was so smoky and cloudy. It was detrimental to people who had any type of respiratory issues. Mm-hmm. The news was saying if you don't need to be outside, don't come outside. And it was crazy. And of course, I had an event that day, and I was like,
of course it's
going to. Well, here's the thing: it was an outside event, and I'm like, of course it's going to cancel because why wouldn't? I mean, when I tell you, it was a whole thing. And so they sent me an email like, hey, can't wait to see you later on tonight. And I'm like, what? And so I emailed back and I said, I'm going to have to cancel because, I'm a little worried about the health conditions, with this whole air quality. And then I attached the official warning from the Weather Channel, thinking, oh, maybe they didn't notice. And they wrote back saying, oh, thanks for letting us know. And I'm like, what? So me as an event person was thinking like, I kind of feel like that was a little bit irresponsible. You're a host. Mind you, Russell, this is a completely outside event. I
Mhm.
I could understand if they're like, hey, we're gonna pivot inside, or if it was already an inside event, I probably wouldn't have gone anyway because I wasn't trying to travel. But instantly I was like, when you do an event, you need to put your attendees in mind, including any potential risks to their health.
Mhm.
Um, and it was a showcase event. So how are you showcasing the best of what you have to offer when there is a smoke cloud over what you're showcasing? And I'm just
I-
sharing this because, there's a lot of people that do events and they don't, fine, you're not going to hire a professional. Cool. You're going to do it on your own, but you need to at least take into account what all comes with that responsibility of running an event and taking all of that into account.
Hmm.
And some people, I'm sure, you might even do it. Some people are going to say, well, the cost to cancel an event, yada, yada. But when you talk about what the purpose of your event is, and for it to showcase what you want for your attendees, and mind you, it was for me to book that event, so now you have
Mhm.
buyers as your
Mhm.
attendees. So,
Mhm.
and we always talk about working with venues and how to partner, and it just gave me pause to, is this a partner that I want? Is this a venue that I would want to move forward with if something happened in the future? So we're always thinking that, what if. So that was an example that it kind of turned me off, honestly.
Hmm.
Like the way they
Wow.
handled it, you know what I mean?
Wow. No, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, you do have to. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't know. People that do events, they wear a lot of hats, and yeah, you gotta think about the well-being of your attendees. Yeah,
Yes,
regardless of because yeah, there is a cost to cancel, or they could be. I mean, depending on the
sure,
venue and all that stuff. But what does it out? What is it, the cost, or is it the well-being of the people?
absolutely.
I mean, what's the
What's the
where you
trade-off,
are exactly? What's
right?
the trade-off? Where are you with this? You know what I mean? So
But did
yeah.
they lose more than they gained? Because it was a showcase. So mind
Mhm.
you, of course, it was internal cost, but it
Mhm.
wasn't um, okay, there was marketing dollars involved for putting together an event. But what's to say that I booked an event with you the following month and you're saying we're not going to cancel? So now it's kind of in my mind that they're not going to be accommodating if something happens. Right off the bat, I'm like, eh. And on the flip side, I'm on LinkedIn and someone else is hosting an event, networking event, and says, hey, due to what's going on today, we're going to um, reschedule,
Mhm.
and then we're going to refund everyone who paid the ticket price and come to, I guess, in the next couple of weeks. Um, and, we hate to do this, and I get it. It's so hard to working on cancel, especially the day of. Like,
Mhm.
I've been there. I get it. But what this person did was set apart a good stance about their community. Hey, we don't want you to try to even make it. You know what I mean? We don't want that on our hearts. And I can imagine, like you said, the multiple hats, the behind the scenes, the working with the venue, the hey, can we do this? Because at the end of the day, it's still going to be money. It's still going to be money lost, regardless whether you cancel, whether you reschedule. But what are the long term effects to your attendees?
Mm. Long-term effects. Yes.
Right?
Yes. No, you're right.
And for me, I was like, Edward, you know how I get. I'm like, whoop,
Mhm.
you lost me there. So
Exactly. And who
yeah.
they gonna look at? Who they gonna blame for it? That whatever the name of that event, that's
What
what's gonna come up,
and
right?
what if something does really happen? What if,
Yeah.
I mean, you're, mind you, Russell, outside, and what if someone, I don't, Lord forbid, has a condition and they're set. I mean, we don't talk a lot about what you're responsible for your guests if there is an emergency, if there's
Yeah.
something happen,
Yeah.
if there is a allergic reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have those in place? So
Yeah, no, you're
yeah,
right. I get it. I get it, lady. I get
you
it.
get it, but I hope people that are watching get it.
Well, that's up to
we
them. I can't,
we get it. We talk about it all the time, but
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
that makes sense. But a lot of people, I guarantee you, if you've never been faced with that, you're not thinking about that. If you've never
but
been faced with that, you're not thinking
but
about
here's the thing. That's why you need someone on your side who has done every event, every scenario, every this. You know what I mean? We've done so many things that we're thinking ahead of it.
it. Yeah,
You know what I mean? So if
yeah,
you're saying, "Oh my God, events are easy. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be so much fun." Yeah, it is until something happens. So how do you
exactly.
react?
If you're not prepared for some of the things that can happen, something,
Yes.
i.e., something like this,
Yeah.
air quality. It's a rooftop. It's a rooftop, venue, and then all of a sudden, the air quality is not good to be outside,
Sure.
but you continue to have it. You know what I mean? So,
Sure.
what's
And I'll
the?
just say this, because normally I'm like, I don't like to get specific, but it was a boat event. It was
Oh,
not
it was a
even a
boat event.
rooftop. It was
Oh,
not
it was
even
a
a
boat
rooftop.
event. Oh, see, I didn't
So
know all that.
so my thing is, and Russ, when I tell you my mind was racing. So first of all, you're outside, smoke, and then second of all, there was no visibility. Now my window
What?
faces the lake. I could not see the lake. Yeah, Russell, it was crazy last week. I can. So is that even safe to go out on the water?
No, thank God you weren't on there.
Yeah, you know how. Don't start with me.
Thank goodness you stayed
So
at home.
So when I think about, there's so many boat vendors in Chicago that you can rent, and you know how I feel about, boat events, but that particular vendor dropped the ball to me.
Oh, see, I didn't know it was on.
I know I was trying to be very,
I'm
vague, but
glad you said specifically it was on a boat on
boats
the lake.
on the lake
Oh my
that
God,
you couldn't see.
that
I
was
know.
disastrous
I,
then.
right. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Yeah, we
Wow,
probably will
wow,
not be
wow, wow.
working together. Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, real quick, real quick. Hey, thank you guys for joining. This is a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels and Miss Tiffany. Mondays are devoted to having Miss Tiffany on. Thank you. Check out California. Aloha, Craig. Appreciate you coming on and with your comments. He says good morning. He says great question. What are the long-term effects? So Craig is listening. Events are not easy. And no, says the guy who grew up in the desert.
Okay.
Okay, Craig.
All
Thank you
right.
very much. Yeah, so no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I see Mr. Sam Burton. What's going on? He's over on Facebook. He says, "Big homie, stay up." I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm trying. Trying to do what I do, Sam. Thank you so much. You stay up too over there. Hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for chiming in. But yeah, so we do this, like I said, every Monday, and Tiffany's talking about there's always a topic, and we don't know what the topic is. I don't know what the topic is, until we get into this. And Tiffany came up with something, and it's a doozy, right?
I
It's
mean,
about responsibility for people that for event planners, right? I mean, we
yeah,
all want, we all love the fun part. Oh, everybody showed up, it was great, and this and
right.
that. The venue is this, the venue is that. But what happens when like she just mentioned, there's some air quality issues in Chicago on the lake, in a boat, smoke coming from Canada. There's some wildfires or whatever.
Yeah.
And, of course, the effects, it blows over into Chicago.
Yeah.
And, instead of canceling the event, they still had this event. I mean, who's responsible for that? Well, the person that booked it,
Yeah.
is responsible for it. So, you have to think about those things that can occur, things that can happen. And sometimes it's best let's postpone it. And we always think about the
Sure.
cost, right? But what's the long-term cost or issues? It's not the short. We always think about the short. Well, it's going to cost me this, the short term. But hey, this is when you as a professional, you need to start thinking like, hey, maybe it's not best, and maybe it's not a good idea to do this today. Let's wait till
Right.
this
Yeah.
stuff blows over, literally
Absolutely.
blows over,
Absolutely.
and move on. Because, like Tiffany said, and Tiffany is an event planner, an event strategist. She's saying she won't book with them now.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No.
So, I mean, what's the long-term effect? Well, this is a long-term effect. Tiffany does this all the time. She ain't gonna book with them because of the lack of, I guess, responsibility. So
Absolutely. And you make a good point about preparedness, right? Do you have a plan? I remember going to a MPI event, and I met someone who works for the city of Chicago. Their emergency preparedness. It's kind of when they do like large events, Lollapalooza, Taste of Chicago, and she was just talking about how they have meetings. And me, it never dawned on me to think like that, just because I think those events as an attendee, oh wow, it's so great. But she takes that role of what happens, what if there's a threat that happens. She's like, you won't imagine how many we measure what threats come in, what protests come in. And I was fascinated by this, someone having this role, because it's one of those things that, to your point, events are fun. We're thinking about fun, but what does that preparedness look like? Yeah. That emergency preparedness. Anything can happen.
Right. What does it look like? What is your contingency plan?
Yes.
Okay? Or do you have one? And you have to have one.
What
if this? What if that? You have to thought through this stuff, because stuff can happen. I mean, hopefully it doesn't.
Sure.
But what if this? And sometimes we don't think about it because it's never happened to us. Oh, this has never happened. Like, smoke coming over from Canada from wildfires,
Sure.
Yeah, it's an anomaly. Okay, we understand that. But okay, damn it, it's happening. So what are you going to do?
What are we going to do? Yeah.
Exactly. And sometimes you have to, on the fly, you have to make a decision. And it may not be the best one that you think, for your client, but at the end of the day, you're a business, or you're in business, right? And hopefully you're in business for a long time. It's long term. You can't think this short term. You have to think, years or months out, right? Like, what's going to happen if I don't do this? Not like what's going to happen right now. No, what's going to happen in the future? So that's the thing that we have to think about. But sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
And people appreciate that you're putting their best interest in mind. If you are stating, hey, we hate to cancel, we hate to postpone, but this is what's happening. Yeah,
exactly.
They're going to look at that and be like, oh, they really put thought into that.
Exactly.
That is going to carry over. Other than look, sorry, you can't make it, but see ya.
Exactly.
Like I had wished that they would acknowledge that. It wasn't like, I have a cold, I'm canceling because I have a cold, and we won't be able to make it. It was like, oh, thanks for letting us know. That was verbatim.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some fallout either way, right?
Sure.
You can't please everybody, because there's going to be some people like, oh, well, that sucks. If they cancel.
I know.
No.
I was looking forward to this all yada yada. Exactly. I'm going anyway. Sure.
There's going to be a couple clowns out there, but you know what? You ain't worried about those clowns, okay? You're worried about, and more than likely, those clowns weren't going to book with you anyway.
Okay.
Hello, they just there for the freebies, okay?
Yeah, right. I wanted my free drinks. Exactly. And so that was a situation. But I wanted to pivot to a better situation, kind of different scenario. We've been going through some things in this world lately, but the whole thing about the lettuce being contaminated and pesticides. I got a call last week from a venue. I'm doing something in Detroit this week. And of course, I'm like, Detroit, Michigan. And our venue called and said, hey, I just want to talk about the menu. And I was like, oh man, did I forget to put it in? It was like, it just went up on the safe side, with what's going on in the news. And I had to remember, like, what's going on. We're going to take salads off the menu. He's like, I don't think it's an issue, but can we talk about what we can replace them with? People, it's been a few cases. We just want to keep, be on the safe side. And so we talked about replacing the salads with some, vegetables, with soup. And even if there's not an issue, of course, because, you have a venue that's takes the time to make sure their quality control is in point. It's that that perception, right? So people walking in and they're hearing bombarded by the news. Taco Bell was in the news about their lettuce, and so you go in and we had 2 full salads as part of the meal, and that perception might put someone off. And the fact that they called me and they said, "This is what we're doing. We apologize if it is inconvenience, but can we work and do something?" I'm like, you know what? There you go. Thank you. Can we have more venues do this? Just be proactive in a situation that you can't control.
They called you or you called them?
They called me, Russell. I didn't call them.
I should have known.
I didn't call them, but they called me. That's and I like that. You're the venue. You represent your food. And
they called you and they had suggestions, is what you're saying.
But and then they already had a plan. They already had some alternatives for me.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love it.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that's what I'm talking. Why, Russell? Because they had their contingency plan. They had their preparedness. Can we have more venues that are like that?
Yes. Yeah. And that could be a long-term client just based on that right there.
That's that same venue that called me and spent 10 minutes going over everything. I mean, on point. On point.
People don't realize, how far that goes in this industry. With knowing that, first of all, they pay attention to what's going on in the news.
Sure.
Second, they reached out to you. You didn't reach out to them.
Yeah.
Okay. And they had a plan. Like, hey, this is what we're going to do. They didn't say they probably didn't ask. They said, this is what we're going to do in lieu of what's going on.
I love that. They led with that.
Yeah.
They didn't say, well, what do you think? And you're like, I'm over here bombarded with everything else. I have 2 events on that same day in Detroit, and give me some suggestions. Give me some details. You know what I mean? Don't let me think too hard about it. But yeah, I did like that. This is what we're going to do. And I feel like be okay with that. Be okay with taking control and leading. This is your area of expertise. Like, do that going forward. Do that with the room setup. How would you like to? I'm like, look, you tell me what's best based on what we talked about for this event. Yeah. Even with the food. I mean, day to day, I go in, I order, what would you like the food? And here's the menu. Okay, but based on what I told you, if we have this set up, feel free to make some suggestions. If you tell me last month, oh my gosh, we had an event and everybody ate up these appetizers. They were so delicious. The chef came in. It's a special recipe. Tell me that. Suggest that. So I feel like more venues should go ahead and not afraid to lead. And we can pull back. You know what I mean? You can lead, and I can always say, well, no, that won't work. But it's okay to initiate.
Yes.
That's my point. So.
No, that's good. That's good. And real quick, I see a couple comments over on Instagram from Craig. He's going back to the previous topic, but got to have a plan A and B. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good call. Replace the salads. Love that. Did you know Taco Bell and Whole Foods use the same prepackaged lettuce? I did not know that.
No,
that's
I didn't.
Good to know. And then be proactive. Yeah. So thank you so much, Craig, for that. No, I did not know that.
No.
So, it's always good. See, this is why we talk about this stuff, because there's other people that can add stuff to the topic or to the conversation that I didn't know that we didn't know about, right? So that's good to know. So, but yeah, no, you gotta, man, that's good that they reached out to you and how they handle that. So
shout
out to them.
Shout out kudos to that. I love it.
Okay, look at you. You got stuff today. I always, before
don't start, Russell.
Before we go live,
we're on a good mood. Come on.
You have something today, and then she tried to say this. Well, I always have something. You never have anything. I'm like, what?
Come on, Russell.
Who are you talking to?
Look, stick to the point. Stick to the point. We're doing good. We are doing good.
Memory lapse here? Who the hell been carrying this thing for years?
Stick to the point.
So anyway, what else going on, Miss Tiffany? What else?
Exactly. Mr. I steer it, but what else? Okay, so we had a good conversation last week. I feel like that was really great how we were talking about um, working together as an event partner, planner versus hotel and all that. So I wanted to keep going with that type of series of, how planners and hotels can work better together. So one of the things I want to bring up is, we talk about this, but I want this publicly known that
Publicly known.
hotels need to know how much we talk to each other.
You don't
How
think
much
you don't think they know, Tiffany? You don't think
I
they know?
think I think they think, I don't know. I'm not gonna put a word, but I mean we talk. So the amount of what is it? Kind of like referral business? What is the category when we talk to each other? Like how we're sharing our experiences with hotels,
Yeah.
either positive or negative.
Mm-hmm.
And that has swayed me to either book or not book. So I think hotels don't understand the gravity of our talking to each other.
They don't
And
understand the
so,
magnitude of what's going
yes.
on, the
And
reach that we have, the
there we
reach,
go. That's what I'm saying. The reach. I knew you
reach.
were going to pull it together.
And obviously they don't know that we do a show either, right?
Clearly.
They,
Clearly. Because you can get some of the best tips here. The best
And that's what
tips.
it's all about. That's what it's all about.
So last week, there's a lot going on last week. There was, I know there was Event Connect and there were smart meetings. I saw quite a few people that I know went to smart meetings at the Salamander in DC.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And look, you know me, Russell. I was like, let me find out. Like, at first, I had FOMO because I was like, man, why didn't I go? And then second, I'm like, how was it? Texting my people. So one, we talk about events, we talk about fam trips, we talk about where we've gone, and we get swayed by opinion because that's a trusted source. So now I know, I like from that call that I placed, I know about smart meetings, I know about the Salamander.
Well, what you
I
saying?
know,
You're not going? And what you trying to say?
I'm saying it. I'm ready to go, but
Oh,
it can always go both ways, right?
okay.
Because you've talked about some bad experiences where I'm like, well, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna go to that hotel in Phoenix. Like I literally use us planners as colleagues
You
for
mean
that trusted
Tucson? You mean
source.
Tucson?
Oh, it wasn't Phoenix.
It wasn't Phoenix. It was Tucson. Oh, you talking about the last one, the airport
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, Phoenix Airport. Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah,
just
yeah.
as an example.
Okay.
So I say that to say you got to come right, because if you're
Right.
making mistakes with the planners there, it's still going to take it over planners who weren't there.
No,
it's
you're right.
going to it's going to affect your business, and I think hotels should learn that our collective reach is well enough to just do a good job. When the ball is dropped, pick it up, fix it. There's so many things that are at risk because of our potential reach.
No, you're absolutely right, and it's good to hear that everything went well with that particular. Let's lead with that first.
Okay, yeah.
It went well at the Salamander Resort, which I've never been there, and I actually wanted to go to this one, but I don't know what happened. And obviously, they lost my registration and everything because
Did
you
you
know,
apply?
huh?
Did you
Yeah, I
apply?
did. I did.
Oh,
I did. I did. And that's smart meetings, and I've attended smart meetings in the past, and smart meetings when I was attending, it was always a good show. In fact, I have, you know what? Funny thing. I told you I had a 10 o'clock. It's with someone from Smart Meetings. It's
oh, see.
with JT with some Smart Meetings. So
Oh, you gonna talk about your application being lost?
well, now that you brought this up, yes. Why wasn't I there? What
Oh
what the
God.
heck happened? Yeah, well, we have bigger fish to fry than that. But
Okay.
but
Now I'm
yeah,
gonna be
so
real nosy. I'm gonna call you afterwards.
yeah.
um,
But no, it's all good. It's all
yeah.
good. Just reconnecting. And because well, I I'm gonna say I've been out of the loop with that particular organization for a while. I have not been it's probably been 3-4 years since I've been to a smart meetings event. And I'm looking to change that. but
Right.
I'm looking to change that in a different capacity, if that makes sense, without going
Yes.
into detail about anything, my plans or whatever. But it starts with a conversation, regardless of what it is. It starts with a conversation. But it's always good to hear that everything went well. I've always wanted to go. That's a Salamander hotel. I always wanted to attend or to check out
Beautiful. Yeah.
that one. The one that's in was it Virginia, right outside of DC area.
Yeah. Outside
Yeah,
DC. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
always wanted to go there.
Yeah.
So hopefully one day I get the opportunity to go there. So yeah.
Well, I've never been to smart meetings, but I reached out. Someone said, "Hey, this is good," and I get things in the past. Maybe it's like they had a different experience, but this particular experience, they're like, "Yeah, this is great." And I think more, these organizations need to understand instead of just kind of throwing out like, "Hey, apply for this. Hey, do this." Um, Build on that community of planners. I would say when if it's something that I haven't been, I'm going to automatically reach out and be like, hey, have you been it? What's your take on it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think understanding that we are, this community where you'll either see a bunch of us at a conference because, hey, I'm going to this. Oh, okay, I'm going to this too. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you're going to scramble to find planners because somebody said, don't go. And it happens.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
You know
Yeah. Because if you think about it, none of these conferences or none of these things that we attend, there shouldn't be any last minute things being sent out saying, "Hey, we still need people to come,"
Oh, yeah.
or now all of a sudden they're accepting you when they initially had not cancel, but they initially didn't accept you. Now all of a sudden, now they're accepting you, right? And I don't think that should ever happen. But the reason why the conversations like you and I are having right now is that it wasn't a good experience for someone. And like you say, we take that as gospel because that's what we do, right? So if it's not a good experience for one person, and this may be somebody that's real credible as well, right?
Exactly.
We're going to take that and like, you know what? I ain't going to that.
You're my trusted source. So it's like, these aren't people we just are, no, they're just griping over it. It's no big deal. No. If you say something, because here's the thing, we're so busy. We still have our work to do, right? So in order to, set aside time to attend these things, it needs to be important. So if you tell me like, look, don't do it, I'm probably not even going to ask questions. I'm probably going to be like, okay, let's sidebar and just not do it. I'm not wasting my time. Sometimes I'm like, thanks for taking one for the team.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know that we shouldn't do this. And my point is, as a conference organizer, when you're putting together these things and you're reaching out to your suppliers and basically you're guaranteeing them qualified planners, then you need to be able to support these qualified planners with a qualified event. I'm just saying.
Qualified planners for a qualified event. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I mean,
I like that. That was a good one.
I was like, that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but makes sense in my head. The event needs to be of quality though, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. And you know what? I have not, and I'm not going to name this particular conference. I'm not going to mention it. But I get things from them all the time, and I won't go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go because I've experienced it myself and other people since and it's been several years since I attended one of these things. Yeah. I don't like the way I don't like their process of how they invite the planners and the things and you mentioned something which was good. We're busy doing whatever we do, right? And sometimes we don't have time to plan something for ourselves because we're worrying about our clients, right?
Right.
So the easier that these conferences make it for us to attend, we're going to more than likely gravitate to those than the ones that you got to jump through some hoops to to get payment, to be reimbursed and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just going to use that because I think you understand what
Yes,
I'm talking
yes.
about.
That's so funny.
I don't want to have to be chasing no reimbursements. Okay.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, so you make a good point because I was like, I know how you are about like, oh, I don't want to do the process, but at the same time, well, another thing we always talk about is if we were already qualified for the last event, why are we doing something for the next event?
Uh,
It
yeah.
didn't change. So I could understand if you're going through hoops for the first timers. We don't know you. We don't even know if you're a qualified planner. I get it. But once I put down my, my repertoire,
Exactly. Why do
why
I
are
got to
we
keep
doing it?
reinventing the wheel? Why
Why
I got
are
to
we
keep
doing it?
over and over again? You already, like you said, you already know it
Sure.
because we just applied to the last one.
Sure.
That same information is still in it's still in effect, right? So why do we have to continuously reinvent this wheel or fill out this and fill out that? Just freaking, if you don't want us to go, just okay, we didn't get accepted. But don't continuously ask us for the same information that we've been
for the same type of show too.
The same
so
show.
I can understand because I can feel somebody watching this being like, well, we have to have certain planners for certain shows. I'm not saying, if I'm doing something in Hawaii, okay, I get it. You want to make sure that that's an option. But we're talking about same to same. Okay. Like,
exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly. And
I see the shows that are increasing this year, and the amount of planners that they need. And so I'm like, I don't even have time. And I know, like, you're worse than I am about it. You won't, you won't apply. You're like, look, you'll look at it and be like, yeah, later, because it's frustrating. Why is it 3, 4, 5 pages long? So, and I just want to share because, some people watch this and they're like, what are they talking about? So the application process, typically is, who you are, who you plan for, but then it's usually give me 2 RFPs that you're planning in the next, 30, 60, 90 days. Give me 2 past that you've done. And some of them give me 2 or 3 referrals, so it's just, it's excessive.
Yeah. And like you said, we're busy. We don't have time to do it. Now, I understand, like I said, you have to vet out people, and I get that. But if you if this is your first time, then of course you need to get all the information. But if you're a repeat person, repeat offender, then you already have that information. Okay. Now, if there's something, maybe it's the next year and you want to add something else too, well, you're just adding one thing. You're not adding, 2 other things and then plus the one that, because it's something new for the next year. And I get that part of it, but I just don't I would rather not even do it because I don't have time.
Well, and I think that's our point. I think when people are like, and you get it, so I know I get it. The multitude of emails that say, hey, still apply, or hey, that's because we don't feel like applying. So you're sitting here wondering why you can't make your planner quota. That's why. Sometimes I'll hit it and I'll be like, I've had an application to be like, this will take 30 to 45 minutes to complete, and we're done.
Yes. Yes.
So it'll say, and then I don't know if you get the emails that say, you haven't completed.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
so just some of the things to consider. You might miss out on really great planners that have RFPs.
Yes. Yes. And on the same hand, make sure you are vetting the people that are coming, right? Because some of those people, maybe they're seat fillers. Okay. Because some of those people, did you hear what I said?
Yeah. I said, ooh.
Some of those people can be seat fillers because once again, we know who are active planners and who are not.
Ooh, I was not gonna go there.
What? I'm just
now you're gonna make it worse. Now they're like, who's the seat fillers?
I'm just saying. And this is not coming from me as a planner. This is coming from suppliers. So they communicate as well, right? And a lot of times they communicate with us. Like,
that's true.
You see so-and-so over there, so-and-so, been coming to these things for years, and I don't know if they have ever booked anything. You know what I mean? I hear this stuff all the time. So
You know what, Russell? Like for
what?
the longest, that was my fear of like, because I would hear that from suppliers. I was like, I never want to be on their radar for that. I will not. Like, I won't even come unless I know for sure I have. I'm sourcing within that group because the amount of I don't know that people know that they get talked about if they're not in the business, but these suppliers are like, oh, I invited them on a fam trip and they did it. I'm like, yo, they get a reputation really quick. So if you
Exactly.
are not in the business of planning, trust and believe people will know and they will smoke you out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
mm.
Exactly. It ain't pretty. I tell you
Also,
that.
yeah, yeah.
It is
Fam
not
trips as
pretty.
well. So I mean, I don't accept every fam invite, but
No.
because I feel like after the invite, they're gonna be like, "Hey, do you want business? Hey, or hey, do you have something for us?"
Yeah.
So if you start to go to every fam trip and you're not doing any lick of business, it gets
Yes.
around.
Yeah, yeah. So no, I don't. Yeah, I purposely do not do everything. Okay, I don't have.
Yeah,
First of all, I don't have time.
sure.
Two, if I don't have, if in the past I have not had any business for this particular area, region, country, whatever, more than likely I'm not gonna go on that fam. Now,
Yeah,
only reason I'm gonna go is because there's some potential there.
right.
Okay, but everybody is not like me. Everybody doesn't do what I do, but there, yeah, there's some places that I've been invited to, and I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna do it because I know that at least in the past I haven't. Now I never know my next client where they're gonna want to go, but I got to look at my history, just like they got to look at history as
Exactly.
well.
You
I'm
have an
looking at my
idea.
history, and history tells me that no, I've never had anything go to this particular region, so why the heck am I gonna go?
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
sometimes
that's
we got to
fair.
do that as well. I see
Absolutely.
Tony. I see Stone Events promo or Stone Events. I want to say Stone Events promo, but I see Miss Keisha Stone. You know Keisha Stone, right?
Keisha Stone. That's why I said, oh, Keisha Stone.
Keisha
Keisha, I owe
Stone.
her an outreach because I
Oh,
was.
you know what? You probably
I
owe
do. No,
everybody
no, 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 no,
outreach.
no, no. She was on my mind the other day.
Yeah, right.
No, she
Uh-huh.
was. She
And yeah,
was.
and that's why you reached out to her, right? Because she's on your mind.
It's on the way. Keisha, it's on the way. Girl, I see you because I like all her stuff on Instagram. I'll make sure. So yeah. Um,
Whatever.
but yeah, don't
Whatever.
no, don't do me like that.
Whatever. Well,
So
yeah. Hey, Miss Keisha,
appreciate
thank
it.
you so much for coming on. We just having conversations about. We're a little bit all over the place today, but
I mean, it's
um,
still consist. It's still giving you good tips on how to work better with planners. It's within
oh
that
yeah, no, I
umbrella.
mean we're all
It's
over. Talking about planners, suppliers. We're talking about the
conference
people that do these
organizers.
conferences. Yeah, the conference
Yeah.
organizers. What they look for, maybe what they don't look for, or they're not vetting people, or maybe
Well,
they are, maybe they aren't.
I do want to say this one part. I do want to say this because I was perplexed. I'm gonna leave it alone, but
Perplexed.
um,
Did you hear that? Perplexed.
I was perplexed because I got denied for a fam trip to Sacramento coming up.
Oh, you did?
I got denied, Russell. When I say I haven't, I have a RFP for that. So I'm hoping that everybody on that fam trip has the same type of RFP because literally I was looking forward to needing to connect with Sacramento specifically. So I was like, okay.
Huh.
All the fam trips with an active RFP that I got to send. All right, I hear you,
Well,
but
did
I
you
will
write
be.
that on your? Did you write that on your the application process?
Russell, I sent a direct email to the two.
Oh, was this what meetings was this?
Well, we're going. We're going. We'll be there together.
Oh, well, no, that's we're going to San Francisco.
Yeah, Destination California. There was
Oh,
a
but it's the
fam.
same. It's the
Yeah,
same.
it's a fam.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
And
oh.
they were like, hey, hold off if you've applied to the fam. And then last week it was like, nah, this is full. I'm like,
Oh, so you didn't get accepted to the fan portion of it.
the Sacramento fam specifically.
Oh.
And I'm like, of all the things that I qualify, like this is a qualifier. Some of the things I'm like, yeah, I'll go. But this one was, so I think I'm going to reach out to Sacramento and be like, I still need to, see some venues. But
Mm,
um,
mm. Yeah, I didn't. I should have requested that as well, but I didn't. And I
Mm.
actually have something for Sacramento. I think I told you I have something for
Yeah. So
Sacramento as
what's really
well.
going on?
But I didn't apply for it. I didn't apply for the fam. You did.
Mm.
So in fact,
Well,
I was just in Sacramento last week, but I didn't have time. I didn't have time to run around the hotel
yeah.
other than the one I was staying in.
Well, I'll
Um,
be bringing it up. You know, I like to talk. Look, hey North Star, you'll be.
oh, you just gonna put them on blast like
Hey
that?
North Star, yeah, but well, because here's the thing,
Is that what
I
we're doing
well,
now?
no, here's the thing, I'm gonna talk about it either way when I'm there, so I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up? How are you
Oh man.
qualifying for people with FAMs when I'm telling you I have a RFP? That was the
Well,
whole point
maybe
of
you
putting it
were
together.
late to the. Maybe you were late, and they didn't have any more spaces at that
Okay,
time.
well,
And
we will
I'm
see.
sure they can't accept everybody.
We will see.
Did you reach out to anybody? Did you reach out to? This was Sacramento CVB, right? DMO.
Yeah.
Did you reach out to Mayor over there? Did you reach out
That's
to my
next on my
girl?
list. I was trying to. I have I have conventions. The convention rep. I was seeing who my rep would be in Sacramento. That was my next point. But
Uh, uh, uh,
you looking it up for me?
uh. Wow.
Either
Unbelievable.
way,
Who am I? What am I doing? Yeah, but Mayorless is Mayorless. You know Mayorless Croc?
uh, do I? Because I don't know if it's Marilys. All right. Well, look, we can offline it. But she's the one who told me about the fam. Uh,
Mayorless told you?
no. Well, I think it was someone else. Either way, look, we can offline about it. It's just interesting. I mean, we talked about qualified, and I'm just like, you got somebody qualified. That's all. I can move on. But
Why can't I think of dang it?
oh my God, Russell.
Oh, Veronica.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Veronica
Okay.
Rivera. Do you know you need to
Okay.
reach out to them? You need to
All
reach
right.
out to either Mayorless or Veronica Rivera.
Okay.
Veronica
Well, either way, okay,
Rivera.
let's spin it. Let's go ahead and spin it. I'm not going to harp over it. Looking forward to California. I looked at my stats, and it looked like I've done 12 programs in California this year. So
Really?
yeah,
Do the
yeah,
people in California know that?
no,
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. That's the thing. But I guess people have to watch this and
I know. I was like,
hear this
what?
too, right?
Do I send an email? Do I see a press release?
You need to do something because are you posting these things? Are you reposting this stuff and putting like in the title?
Okay,
I
I'm
have business.
okay. I'm about to. I'm about to.
Listen. You need to repost whatever we do, and then in the comments, you need to say, I have business for certain cities in California. I mean, just something like that, something
Right.
specific to that, and see if people respond to that,
Okay.
because that'll tell you. I mean, basically, let us know what our reach is, right? That's one thing, and then it lets people know that you have business out here for these people, but they're
Right.
not. Are they reaching out? And that just tells me how either connected or disconnected our sales community, our hotel and DMO sales community is or can be, how disconnected. Because if you're not following people that have business for you, okay, then that's a problem. You're not on social media enough. You're not on, and I don't look at like I'm just gonna say specifically LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is business to business for the most part, right? Although we stream to multiple platforms, but LinkedIn is the main one that we do. Okay, and for people not to be on LinkedIn or checking out certain things or whatever, I mean, yeah, sometimes it can be like a needle in a haystack. But if we're purposely putting this stuff out every freaking week, we're doing something. Okay, every week we're doing something. So people, are they saying that they don't see us, they don't hear us? I don't know. I don't know. And maybe we're not as big as we think we are. But like you said, people speak, they talk, We need to, we need to share more information, right?
Well,
Especially,
I like to point out what you just said, and you said, "Are you following people that have business for you?" That should be either whatever, regardless of the reach or whatever. That's a big one. That's a big one.
okay. Yeah, I
Are
mean,
we?
there you go. I'm glad you
That's
said that.
interesting.
I'm
Okay,
glad you
okay.
said that.
I'm gonna
Oh,
do.
but we all have to do our duty. What is our job, right? We talk
Right.
about it, but we still have to repost things. You have to repost onto your people, right? That's why you stream to multiple platforms as well at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So part of that, I got to blame you. Okay, so
Okay. Well,
are you taking responsibility for this?
yeah,
Okay,
sure.
all
No,
right.
I
Okay.
everything you say, yeah, look, I agree with absolutely. And when
Just
you
making
kind of
sure.
called that out, I was like, oh yeah, I guess, yeah, I could do that.
No,
Yeah,
you should be doing it all the time,
I,
lady.
I know.
Where's
But
your head?
you know, um, don't do that. No, like we're look, I get it. Don't do that. But but to your point, it's just like putting together, and it's something that I noticed last week when I was talking, thinking about Sacramento. There's a lot of things that just happen that just naturally I'm like, oh, I should post that. So you make a good point, and I will do that.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
was I getting at? No, I'm
I
just
don't know.
my point was about California and our next event, and looking forward to that, and because those direct relationships are going to kind of lead to new business. Absolutely,
Exactly. Exactly. I mean,
absolutely.
and yeah, and there's business out here that people are putting. I don't know what everyone else is doing. I know what we're doing. We're putting out information out there. We're putting out business. Um, so it has to filter down to those people that are interested. Some of the salespeople within the DMO. So you can't tell me that there's no one out there in this DMO space in this hotel community that's not seeing this, that's not reaching out to you. You have business for people. Well, we both have business for people.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we
you
do.
just said how many programs do you put in California? Would you say
I've had 12. And
12?
yeah. And I
Wow.
tell you about it. I'm gonna call look, and sometimes sometimes I reach out and be like, hey,
Yeah, you do
talked
ask me.
about
You
LA
do ask
last
me.
week.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you do. You do. You do. You
Yep,
do.
yep, yep.
You do. But that's me. I mean, we know that, you and I, but
Yeah.
I don't, like I said,
Well, since I have you, I'll put that out there. It's gonna be location 13 because I need something in Santa Clara. I don't know
Santa
nothing about.
Clara. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
anything about Santa Clara. So yeah.
I just saw something. Someone just posted something. Somebody I used
What?
to work with in Santa Clara. He's now the director of sales for the Santa Clara CVB. Who was that? Who the heck? It was Doug Sanfilippo.
Okay.
Doug Sanfilippo. Yes. He is the director of sales and destination services for Discover Santa Clara.
Discover Santa Clara. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Doug Sanfilippo, hey, are you out there? Hello, is this thing on? You need to make sure you reach out to Miss Tiffany. So anyone who knows Doug needs to make sure they reach out because I mean, literally, he liked something or commented on something that I did last week, and I didn't know that he was with Discover Santa Clara
Mm-hmm.
until I just happened to see it. So, but yeah, so I mean that's as easy how easy this can work for people, right?
Uh,
But you have to utilize this business development tool, LinkedIn, as what it's for, right?
right.
This ain't Facebook, okay? This is not Facebook. This is business to business, okay? I do stream to Facebook, I do stream to Instagram, okay, I do that. But the main focus is LinkedIn. I make more comments on LinkedIn than any of the other ones because I know it's worked for me in the past that it's business to business. Okay.
Okay.
So
I just found him. I found Doug. All right, Doug. I sent you a connection.
okay.
So yeah, I agree with
So,
you.
so that's how this is how this works. Well, anyway, I gotta go because I got 3 minutes before this.
Yeah.
Hopefully this conversation happens. I don't know, but we're about to see. So anyway, so I appreciate you coming on, Miss Tiffany. You had some good information, as you always do, but today was exceptional. Okay, you get a gold star today.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I
I
appreciate it.
mean, not only you got a new do, but you had some good information today.
See, and I look, we had some gems. So hopefully, if you take what was said, I mean, you'll be up there. You know,
Yes,
you'll be
take
up on the
some gems.
competition.
And
But
the key thing here is that we don't plan to talk about any of this stuff. This stuff just comes up, so you never know what we're going to talk about.
there's a lot to
But,
say.
but bottom line, it's going to have to do with planning and the hotel side, okay,
Right.
or the destination side. So, and there's a lot of us out there that are in that space. So if you don't listen, if you know people that don't listen to watch this show this is on Monday. So Tiffany's here on Monday, but I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I also do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels that comes on every Tuesday. So there's 5 days a week that I'm talking about. We're talking about hotels or destinations and planning and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. And the ups and downs, or the things that work and things that don't work, or some of the issues that we have, or on both sides, because I come from the hotel side as well. So there you go. So anyway, I got 2 minutes. So 2-minute warning. So anyway, thanks again, Miss Tiffany. So when I post this, make sure you repost it, lady. Okay.
Thank you, Russell.
No excuses will be accepted. So anyway, thanks, Craig. I appreciate you coming on Instagram. I thank Miss Keisha Stone. Appreciate you coming on as well. Hope all is well. And that is it. So you guys have a great day. And join us tomorrow for On Air with Russell of Hotels. It'll be show number, 353, I think. So anyway, that is it. Take care. And as always,